Welcome to the Locked In Podcast, episode 9. This is definitely going to be an interesting one. Unfortunately, we don't have Gareth. He's been busy today, working real hard. So we only got 3 of us. So we got Ike on the mic, a.k.a. Super Quack, as we are playing a great show we'll get into shortly, or a great game from our childhood. We also got Edwin, Navy Baby Perez, and me once again as host, Zeller-Singh. And this one's going to be an interesting episode because instead of sports, we're going to go back to our childhoods. And what better way of doing that than probably the best childhood game ever with Club Penguin?
It's a classic. It truly is a classic. I mean, you gotta. I think it's the GOAT game in my head. You know, there's a Pop Trop because of the world, the Webkins of the world, but I think Club Penguin is the one I spent quite a lot of time in. So excited.
I'm trying to think. No, dude, this beats Webkins.
This was amazing.
I'm just trying to think of like games that was like bigger than this. Like there were games on the phone that I still don't think match this.
For like little times, like Flappy Bird or something, for like a temple run.
Yeah, Flappy Bird,
this
bike race, stuff like that.
There's so much more to doing Club Penguin, you know? Like,
I feel like all your friends played Club Penguin too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
On the original Club Penguin, my Penguin was stacked. Like,
mine was too.
Bro, I was a tour guide. I was part of the Penguin Secret Service. I was like,
Same.
I was everywhere.
Dude, Penguin Secret Service was different.
It was, bro. I gotta join it in this somehow.
Can we also recognize?
I think they do have it, bro. I think they do.
Can we recognize that this is not even the Club Penguin because it's shut down? This is Club Penguin rewritten. So someone took the Club Penguin game and decided to drop it themselves. And a few hours before we recorded this, it actually was down. So this fucking was under threat because it was actually down for a few hours. So I guess good timing on that part. But
oh no.
No, it's really amazing to think about how somebody took the time to rebuild it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Why did this man tell me umbrella? He said yes.
yeah, let's try to have a conversation with some of these people. That's one of our goals today. Do you want?
I got one.
We're going to have to dump this joke through the chat. I know it. This episode's going to be little dumb jokes.
Dude, this one's just going back to the childhood. We're just going to have a fun time with it.
Oh,
what are we going to start with?
I mean, should we start off with the first
surfing?
One? Oh, you talking about games. Oh,
I mean, I'll get to the questions in a second.
Oh, dude, I suck at surfing. This is my worst game, but all right.
Oh, are we starting with this? Okay.
Yeah. All right, first question. We'll start it off with Edwin. Where did you grow up, and what is it like?
Wait, real quick. Which version of surfing are we doing?
Yeah, wait, hold before I do answer.
Bro, I'm doing surf lesson because I suck.
That's lame. I'm doing freestyle.
I'll do freestyle then as well.
Yeah, then we'll do it.
If you guys want to, too, you guys are co-hosts, so you can always share the screen and take it from me.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good for now because I don't want to look so bad because right now I'm definitely dying.
I forget how this works.
But yeah, no, it's really weird because also the mouse, you control it by the mouse, like.
Yeah. But Edwin, where did you? Well, we know where you grew up.
Oh yeah,
up here.
yeah. No, back to the question. So I actually was born in Okinawa, Japan. Now I only lived there for a year or two. People always ask me, "Do I know Japanese? Am I Japanese?" Things like that. I only lived there a year. I was on the U.S. military base because of my dad. So born in Japan, but then I moved to Virginia actually for a young part of my life. I did pre-K there, just to give you the sense of, I don't know how many years I spent there, but I did pre-K. And then ever since then, I've been in Arizona. I died pretty quickly, so that's don't even have to say my score. But yeah, I mean, I spent most of my life here, so my Arizona life has been, calm. Playing a lot of games like this. To be honest with you, it was always. I think my friend group growing up was always playing games online and doing things like that, and so that's how it was. I mean, it was very family oriented. Doing a lot with the family, things like that. Because early on in Arizona, we didn't really know anyone, but Yeah, it was growing friends slowly and surely, but it was, the Latino lifestyle, as I'll say. It's the Latino lifestyle. We're family, very family, but then, as soon as you get a lot of friends, it grows even more and more, and a lot of family friend hangouts and things like that. But come on, Nick, you kind of know a little bit about that kind of lifestyle.
Oh, dude, I definitely do. The only problem is I've done 2 freestyles and I've only gotten 1 point.
Oh, okay.
So I've just been a little quiet and frustrated right now.
So, Nick, tell me about you. Where did you grow up, and what was it like?
Born in the city, San Francisco. I haven't been inside the hospital since the day I was born, but I think I've driven past it a couple times. I don't remember what it was called, but from the Bay Area, more closely to the Oakland side though, East Bay and Concord. Gareth knows that spot. Unfortunately, again, he's not here, but it was kind of interesting, growing up. I feel like at the time it was a lot of an older area. I was the only kid. I think the next kid closest to me was in middle school when I was in like 2nd or 3rd grade. So I was usually by myself. I obviously, like Edwin said, family was a big thing, but the closest thing was out in Tracy, which is near Stockton, which is like an hour plus away. So I think, growing up, obviously I had sports. I had my community a bit, but I also went a lot of places outside. I went to, other cities that Gareth knows, Walnut Creek, Clayton, stuff like that. Grew outside of the community, but I think nowadays I've definitely grown more inside of Concord and got to know people. So, yeah.
What about you, I guess we're currently talking to someone in the game.
What happened to her? She said her puffle ran away?
Yeah, I don't know how that works, dude.
How can that happen? That broke my heart.
I don't know, but it's really
well, I was born in a Swedish hospital in Ballard in Seattle, Washington, and grew up my whole life there. I grew up my first 2 years. Oh, don't rub it in. Now she's going to purple. My first 2 years were spent on Vashon Island, actually, in the Puget Sound, and then my next 2 years were down by Pike Place Market in a condo. And then after that, pink puffle. And so I would hang out by the market and then go get balloons. And we moved to Queen Anne when I was like 3, and that's where I've lived ever since. And I grew up in like a little neighborhood, hung out with my neighbors a lot, played in the backyard. Pretty idyllic.
You gotta give her back her buffalo now. You gotta get.
I don't have it.
Well, yeah, no. You should have said you did. Yeah. The dance party. Let's dance. So, Ike, growing up, were you a baseball player?
I was about to say that. I actually played baseball all the time from when I was 4 all the way through senior year of high school, which some people, especially some teachers, apparently find it hard to believe. But yes.
Yeah. So, how does it feel to be doubted that you played the sport that you?
I don't know. I guess I don't look athletic anymore, but I'll tell you, bro. Back in my prime, 4-year starter. So.
Dude, anyone who saw intramural center fielder Ike Everett, they know he played baseball.
Yeah, everyone's got to come out to intramural game and check it out.
Well, Ike, this next question, I'm going to start with you as she's throwing snowballs at me for no reason. Not like I started.
She thinks you have her puffle, Nick.
Well, I was hoping she was going to say blue, and so I would just pull up with that. But were you named after anyone,
Okay, this is actually a good story how I was named. So 2 weeks after my mom and dad met, they were sitting on a beach. I don't know where, but they were sitting there, and this guy runs down the beach. No one around him, just yelling, Ike, Ike, Ike. I think he was chasing like his dog maybe or his kid. I don't know, off in the distance. And so she was sitting there, and she said she knew right then and there she was going to marry this guy who she'd been dating for 2 weeks, have a kid with him, and name it Ike. And so 2 years later, I was born. and here I am.
Okay.
That's iconic. That's honestly iconic. The
Yeah.
way. Also, can we go do an actual game because surfing
Yeah, let's
sucks.
go to something else.
And it worked out because, Nick, I don't know if you know, but in Jewish tradition, the firstborn is like sometimes named with the grandfather's first initial. I think that's right. And my grandpa's name was Edwin.
My mom's. Oh, go ahead.
Well, yeah, my grandpa's name was Edwin, and he died before I was born, so I think the I worked out with that too.
Oh, nice.
But yeah.
I know my mom's Jewish, but I can't say I'm too big into the religion. I don't know too much about it.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's super common, but like it's a little thing, I think.
Well, I kind of want to go off that because that kind of leads into mine. Nick, I think Nick was just it was a name that my mom enjoyed coming from a TV show. I don't remember, but my middle name, I never tell people this, but I might as well now. My middle name's Edram, Edram, and it's named after my two grandfathers who passed away before I was born. And so they say every year my parents say, I pick up another personality trait that they have or that they had. And so it's kind of like living on that tradition, even though I never got to meet him, and keep that Singh and Zeller tradition. So from now on, the Ed from Edward and the Ram, so they put it together and made it Edram.
No, that's hype. I like that.
Are you sure it's not because of my name, Edwin? Getting pretty close to that.
I mean, if I knew you back then, or if my parents did, they would have definitely been like, "Oh, this is the guy." Wait, where'd you guys go?
We went in the mine where you get to jackhammer for coins.
Thanks for telling me.
I'm gonna play the mind game. I'm just gonna.
Where do you get a jackhammer from though?
You have to put it on like a hat or something. Like you have to buy the hat or whatever. But I'm playing the mind game. I'm pretty beast at this game.
Hey, bro, share your screen if you want. Share your screen.
All right. Well, I'm on the phone currently, so I can't share it right now.
Bro, I'm trying to get the key to that secret lake door.
Yeah, I know. It looked weird.
It says you have to find the black puffle, so I'm going to get the black puffle.
Well, you got to do it on the Puffle Rescue game.
Yeah, I'm doing
this lag's bad.
That's what
I just died. This lag's bad. All right, Edwin, tell us your story.
So you guys have very, very creative stories, so I'm gonna let down my parents a little bit. No, I'm not saying that they're not creative, but I mean, I'm named after my dad, Edwin. So, I mean, I guess that's how easy it gets. I'm not a junior, obviously, because the middle name's different. My middle name is David, but yeah, I carry my dad's name, and it's a pretty sweet name. It's very Puerto Rican because I don't think it's very common in the U.S. Not a lot. You're not gonna meet a lot of Edwins, but in Puerto Rico you can. I mean, the Mariners had one, Edwin Diaz, the Puerto Rican, and obviously he's Boricua. So I think that was such a big name over there. So that and in my license it actually says Perez Morales, and that's used to be my mom's name. Morales obviously used to be your last name, Colombian, so I carry it sometimes to rep it. But yeah, it's very Puerto Rican-ish name is how I kind of got it off my dad. So gotta thank my dad for the name more than anything, but not as creative as Ike's.
I remember the first time I saw your dad on Twitter, and I thought it was like a spam account of yours.
No, it's fair.
Edwin's dad's Twitter is legendary.
Yeah, here's the thing, Edwin, right? If that was my like hidden account or like my fake, you would think I'd change my name. At least hopefully, if I'm gonna make a fake, you think I'd at least hide the name, not be Edwin P.E. and a lot of numbers. So yeah, it was definitely weird. I didn't even know that they made the Twitter, to be honest with you. And my mom now has a Twitter too, and she basically has kind of a similar name where it's like my mom's name, P.E., and then like a few numbers as well. So like, Steph, definitely it was interesting when I found out both of them have a Twitter, and she responds to some of my tweets too. Sometimes I'm like, oh no. Like, I appreciate the love, but sometimes I was like, all right.
Hey, I'll take that over your mom using your Twitter. She won't ever tweet or like anything, but she goes on it. That's what she does for me.
Is that the situation for you, really?
She goes onto my Facebook and my Twitter because she doesn't like her name and her like identity out there on social media.
Isn't that how she found the 925er song?
Yeah. I'm not ripping on my mom, though.
No, I don't blame you. That actually reminds me of a funny story, though. This summer, Ashlyn FaceTimed me out of the blue, and she was like, I think they were being, like, stalked because this one account followed just me, her, and driver's meeting, and it had a sketchy name, but it was my mom made a Twitter.
That's pretty great.
Shout out to
Maybe it is a
X-Mom.
stalker.
Yeah, bro. But parents with social media. What are you gonna do?
Yeah,
Hey, you
exactly.
can block them. That's what DJ Ukulele did.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
DJ Ukulele.
Why?
What I like to call him. Because his dad would boast about him too much on social media that he didn't like it. I mean, isn't that what your parents are going to do for their kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
know.
guys
It's
still in the
really
line?
weird. I mean, think about it. Tua's dad talks to Brian Flores all the time, and he's in constant communication. And so, I mean, you got to take or receive DJ Ugalele. I mean, some would say that you're in a better situation than Tua is because Tua's dad is always on top of things, and he talks to your coach probably more than you do on a daily basis, which is pretty weird in a sense. I mean, I love Tua. I love the Tonga Violas, though. I think that I've been lucky. He came to my Dolphins. I'm excited for Talia. I think he's a beast. And so I'm a big Tonga Viola fan. And their documentary was very good. I watched that one with Ike. So
You watched it twice though.
well, I did watch it before he did start his first game. No regrets.
All right, next question. What was your go-to TV show when you were a baby and a toddler and a kid?
No, that's hard.
It was iCarly. iCarly.
But like that's like toddler.
Oh well, toddler probably SpongeBob.
Sure. Wow, toddler SpongeBob. I think
Yeah,
Toddler? No, bro. For me, Wiggles and Blue's Clues were the thing.
Blue's Clues. Heck yeah, Blue's Clues for sure, my dude. No, see, I would have said I did that as a toddler, but I respect that. I think Blue's Clues for sure. My boy, I even have photos of me like posing with Blue's Clues. That was my favorite. Wow, Wumsy, Franklin's, going to your house, Franklin's, and then thinking. But then obviously I grew into SpongeBob. Huge SpongeBob fan. Huge Drake and Josh, iCarly, Sweet Life. Shows like that. But if I would say younger, I think my favorite. Oh, also, no, Blue's Clues #1, Max and Ruby #2. I love
Max and Ruby. I hated that show.
I love that show. That was my ish back in the day, dude.
Dude, are you guys?
Yeah, where are you guys?
I'm digging for coins.
Store.
I'm trying to dig for coins.
You
know what that is?
Yeah, I know. I think I'm gonna go make pizzas.
I'll come with you.
Yeah, let's go make some pizzas.
That's in the plaza.
Yeah.
Right?
It's with the Puffle shop.
All right. Describe your first memory of school.
Well,
Not
that's
best,
hard.
just first. Whatever you can remember. The first thing that pops in your head.
Oh, that's very hard. First memory. Let's see. It's got to be kindergarten for sure. I do remember those days a little bit. I would say making. There's two. There's a good and a bad. The good one was there's a guy who me and him did school together for kindergarten to 8th grade. So I think I remember meeting him, and we made like pillowcases that day. So that was pretty exciting. And then the bad, I think, was like obviously not 100%. I just think I had an accident. It happens to the best of us.
No.
And the worst thing is, like, we also have a bathroom in my in my kindergarten. So like the bathroom was there. It was in the same room, but I guess I fumbled the bag as a kid. So I remember that experience and how I was trying to hide it and things like that. But got wrecked when I got home. So I think the good and the bad, baby. The good and the bad.
Let me see. Ike, you want to go or you want me to go?
My first memory of school, I'm trying to think.
I could go real quick.
You can go.
I think I'm going to go with what do I first remember? I first remember probably crying when I first went to first grade. Just because it was like a new school, new district, everything. I didn't like it. Didn't know anybody. I remember I was a huge crybaby back in the day. Not gonna lie.
Really?
Yeah, at least like the first week of school, I did not want to be there.
That's
Like,
fair,
do you
though.
remember? Like, you probably had that one kid who just didn't want to be there and they cried.
Yeah.
That was me. I
Was it
also
because
remember
like
what?
was it because like you like liked being at home and like you're attached to the family, or is it like you were scared?
Both.
That's fair.
No, I think the this one's kind of funny. It's the first time I went to the principal's office, and I didn't even get in trouble because it was stupid. Was It was after school. It was our little after school program, 5th grade.
Okay. Okay.
And me and my friend, we were both football fans at the time, and so I was just joking around. I'm gonna be like, "Oh, I'm a New York Giant. I'm big," and I just was walking around like I was like this big giant on the playground, and some girl got scared and told the principal. And so I got in trouble until I explained myself of who I was.
That's great. I love that.
That's pretty entertaining.
I found the
What-
key in the hidden lake door, by the way.
Where was
What
it?
does it
Oh,
get you?
you did for.
It didn't get me anywhere, bro. This is stupid. That was a waste of time.
That's why you got to make pizzas, bro.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, you make money making pizzas, dude.
Dude, honestly, that's the best.
You really make bank, dude.
It's kind of tough when I'm lagging here.
Typically is. It typically is. Not gonna lie.
You got anything?
Yeah, first memory of school. In elementary school, we had like lunch groups that you would eat with.
Okay.
And I think the first year I was there, they were called the elephants and ants. And I was like crying until I got in the elephants group because I didn't want to be an ant.
Oh, why?
Because ants are little and lame.
That's
I
fair.
stand by that.
So to this day, you would not be not being it. That's fair.
To this day, I would not want to be in the ant group.
That's fair. You know, I can't blame you. Did you have any friends in your group, or?
I think most of my friends might have been in the ant group, but I just wanted to be elephant, bro.
That's fair. That is fair.
Yeah.
There should have been a bird group back in the day.
Oh, there was no way I would be in that.
Why not?
Because birds are terrifying.
No, they're not.
They are probably the scariest animal on the planet.
That is not true by any means.
Yes, they are. Like, you could look at me and say a Wolverine is scary, but like a bird is 100 times scarier.
No, that is not true. That is not true.
It is absolutely true.
This year I found out there's more people terrified of birds than I thought originally.
Yeah, bro, because they're scary.
No, they're not.
They're like flappy and they
They're
have
not
beaks
bad.
and they have diseases sometimes.
Bro, I think I might have just found myself a Club Penguin girlfriend.
Really?
Really?
Where at?
Yeah.
Where at?
I was just chilling. Glad your shift is over. Dude, I'm just chilling with this dude. Me and my dude are killing it right now.
Where are you?
I'm in the pizza place, but I'm in like the dining hall or whatever.
I'll be right there. I'm playing the smoothie game. Oh, I'm gonna get coins so I can deck out my penguin, dude.
Yeah. Where are you, Nick?
Dude, I'm sitting down on the front left table.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, bro, don't mess me. I'm chilling with this dude. Dang, bro, he left me, bro. Dang, bro, we were having a good time.
We freaked him out.
All right, next question. What were you scared of as a kid?
Birds. Death. He said we lost our table.
Dang, bro, I kind of just swooped in and took this dude.
Like, I'm talking to this penguin over here.
What's up, sir?
What was I scared? That's really hard. I don't know. I was really easy to scare, so I think I was scared of a lot, but. Yeah, I don't know anything specifically. I hate the scare movies, so I won't watch any of that.
Yeah.
Dude, me and this person are just having a real life talk at this point.
Dude, for real though. You can have some good conversations. Hold up.
Oh, fabric store. Wow.
Hey, Ike, where are you? Ike, where are you?
I'm at the table you're at.
Bro, take over this table with me. Take over this table. Just sit down. Just sit down. Dang, bro, I can't sit down like right there. There we go. Yeah, just start talking. What's your name? So, Quack. How are you? All right, what am I scared of as a kid?
Did you see what I said?
Where are you?
I said, this person asked me, what am I doing? I said, I'm trying to hit on Ike on the mic over there. Looking cute.
Bro, what are pumpkin cows?
Where you at, Gareth? Quack.
Are you trying to join into my conversation? Excuse me, it's me and this person, Ike.
Dude, oh, Seth left the conversation.
Oh.
It's all right, I'm going to take this. All right, did I answer what I was scared of?
No.
What was I scared of as a kid?
Super Quack, get out of my way.
Dude, darkness, dude. I was the kid, and I will still say to this day, lights are out, I'm running to my room. I don't mess with the darkness. Yeah. I'm scared of the dark. Oh, they're back. They're back. Oh, I accidentally left. What the heck? I hate this. ASU. All right, what type of social or cultural events did you do as a kid?
Let's see. What events? I mean, like I said, early on, I was a little bit of an introvert, so I played a lot of games. So I guess I hopped on the Xbox 360 or anything like that. What other events? I mean, my family likes to host a lot of like parties and things like that. So I mean, those are the big events. Baseball too. Like Ike said, I spend a lot of time in baseball tournaments on the weekends. But I don't know. I mean, just like little things like that. I mean, nothing huge, you know?
No! I'm sorry, bro. This dude just roasted some girl.
What did he say?
The girl, so this is what happened was, oh my God, he's still going at her. The girl said, can I be alone right now? And the boy said, sure, why? And she's like, I just want to. And he's like, well, it makes sense with that hair. And the girl has blue hair. And then he said, if you change that hair, you probably wouldn't be as sad.
Oh, dang.
That's tough. Bro, this dude Chip is really into me and Edwin's relationship right now. He said we're cute together.
I said, do you think we should date? What is he going to say?
Hold on. I'm about to swoop in.
I do.
I probably tried to.
I do. Heck yeah. I'm gonna cheat on you a little bit, Ike.
All right, Ike. What events did you used to do as a kid?
What events?
Like cultural events, society events, family events.
Oh, sports. Wait, sorry. Chip just asked me, Edwin, when we're getting married. 10 minutes at the Cove.
Don't dwell on the past. Dude, I'm giving this kid a pep talk. He just said he's not good at flirting.
Oh, damn. Events that I did, though, would be baseball games, Little League games, basketball games, a lot of sports, a lot of Mariners games. That's about it, I think. I mean, I went to the zoo a lot.
I think definitely sports.
Summer
Believe
camp.
it or not, it was huge for all of us.
I did camps at the Science Center, in the zoo. Love me some animals.
Oh, look at that advice from. That was going hard, dude. Don't let girls ever get your self-esteem down. Like,
bro, listen. The girl who's behind the counter is the one that lost her puffle.
Oh, yeah.
No, she's back. Okay, what did I do as a kid?
What was the Zeller life?
Besides sports as well, did you find your puffle too? Besides sports, I think the two things I did, I know I've talked to Ike about. Dude, this is so hard to pay attention. The two things I did, and I talked to Ike about this, was going up to Washington with my family. And next time I go up there, Ike, I'm definitely going to chill with you one day.
Yeah, you got to.
But that's one thing I try to do at least every other year, every 3 years. And then going down to LA when I was younger, I used to do that a lot and celebrate like Hanukkah and Christmas with my mom's side. So that's what I did, as well as for more of the family style.
Family style, we like to hear it.
Bro, we're family first here at Locked In.
Let's go to the ski hill, and let's race, people.
Okay.
Dude, we were having some good conversations. I could have stayed there all night.
I know.
Me
that
too,
pizza
but
bar was popping.
let's drop on the floor and see if someone hops in with us.
Okay. Does anybody see my new costume? I'm proud of it.
I don't even know how you do it.
Yeah. Is that a sled?
Yeah, I'm a sled.
Okay. When did you start falling in love with sports?
I think, very early on as a kid, because I think all of us, at least I can speak of myself, but I think all of us went to a lot of sporting events. So I think just watching the games, and, my dad got me into the Dolphins. So watching the Dolphins early on, not the Larry Sonkus Dolphins. Nick Zeller-Singh likes to believe I grew up to. It was definitely a different Dolphin team. Also, just like baseball games, like I said, going to baseball games, going to Cardinals games too. I remember a few Cardinals games as a kid. I used to actually have season tickets for the Cardinals, so it used to be fun. So I think that's where I grew in love with it. And then also for the Mercury too. I actually had season tickets from the Mercury, which was fun.
Oh, that's sick, yeah.
Oh, Mercury, baby.
Yeah, big Mercury. Yeah.
Oh. I almost came back.
I was so far behind. Jeez.
Dude, you were getting killed.
And I'm the one who's dressed up like a sled.
Top season.
When did I start falling in love with sports? I mean, I don't know the exact age. I know my parents told me when I was growing up, I'd always be watching Sports Center. I originally grew up with the Eagles. I was a huge T.O. fan back in the day.
Oh, yeah?
As well as Tiki Barber, but my dad converted me to the other side of Philadelphia. Not Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. God dang it. And since then, I've been a huge Steeler fan and huge sports fan since like the age of 5 or 6.
Nice. I remember watching opening day, I think it was like 2006 of the Mariners, and then I was just hooked on it.
Ooh, dang it, Gareth Kwok.
Dude, wait, hold on. Tiki, you said Tiki, right? Tiki Barber?
Yep.
Did you read the books of Tiki and Rondé when they made
Yeah,
books?
we talked about this before. Yep.
Heck yeah, those books smack, dude. Those
Dude,
are all time.
right now I got a Tiki Barber jersey sitting in my closet right now.
Oh, that's sick. That
doesn't come out too much, but it does. I do have it.
I got 2 dubs. Y'all gotta come back, dude.
Dude, I'm the only one who's challenged you.
I know.
Did I not get the dang ice?
Oh,
come back.
Dang it.
That comeback is real. I just can't hit any lag like I am right now. Damn it.
Yes.
I hit the lag real bad right when I said it. Yeah, I'm way out.
Woo!
What? How did you beat me? I hit the ice.
Woo-hoo!
What do you mean?
I'm not good at that game, bro. I'm too icy at that game, dude.
Alrighty. Do you have any embarrassing stories as a kid?
Well, I think.
Ooh, I got stung by a bee in the private areas. When I was like 2. Just running
That's pretty
around
great.
outside, and a bee just came and boop, there it is.
Boop, there it is.
Oh yeah,
Boop, there it is. Boop,
Whoop, there it is.
that was a fun time.
Let's see. Fell off my bike a few times. That's a guaranteed. Yeah, there's a painful story of me trying to learn my bike where I just fell a few times, gave up, and cried a little bit because I gave up.
No,
I gave up, dude. I just couldn't have it. My mom,
that's so sad.
my mom wasn't for a crier though, so so definitely got looked for crying a little bit, but we live and move, dude. Top 3.
Dang, bro, that was going off.
Top 4. That's game
All
for
right,
me.
that's enough of that.
Yeah.
Here, come follow me, Nick. This is where the secret penguin is. In the phoning facility.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, there it
Dude,
is.
can I do tours?
You have to be in for 45 days.
Oh, the phoning facility. I remember this now.
Yeah, but I don't know how to get in it. Oh, no, actually I do. You throw snowballs at stuff.
Wait, how do I get into this phone?
I bet you if you looked it up on Reddit, you probably could find out.
Yeah, no, I remember. You got to throw snowballs at stuff.
That's too much of a hassle right now. Yeah, I kind of want to hit the nightclub right now.
Let's go. Let's hit up the nightclub real quick.
Oh, dude, this is packing. Oh,
Do
my.
you have any embarrassing stories early on, Zeller?
I don't know any off the top of my head. One thing that kind of pops up was I remember my baseball team. We did a car wash, and we were screwing around. And personally, I didn't do it. All right, I'm not taking the blame, but kids would get their gum that they chewed and throw it on the tires of people's cars when they were driving by. I know, huge jerk move. And one kid messed up, stuck to his hand, and it went straight up in the air and landed in my hair. And so instead of people washing cars, they were out here putting ice and hoses and peanut butter in my hair and then just starting chopping it away. I had to take 3 showers.
Gee, that's tough.
It was rough.
That's tough.
Also, I kind of want to smoke Edwin in this dance contest.
No, I'm not playing you again, dude. I got wrecked last time, dude.
I'll just go solo then.
No, I think Ike's responding to me.
No, I'm not.
You guys share your screen right now.
Why?
No, he's going to dance right now.
I'm going into.
I mean, oh, never mind. I thought if you were gonna talk with people.
Oh no.
I'm gonna talk to people.
Oh, this lag. No, I lost the streak. Does anybody have the locked in doc open?
Yeah.
You want to see what the next question is?
Zeller.
And make sure you got a good transition.
When you like sports, typically you get into athletes early on. So did he have a favorite athlete growing up?
Oh, I hope my mom's not listening. But besides T.O. and Tiki Barber, there was Dwayne Wade and a guy by the name of Michael Vick. Huge Michael Vick fan. My mom will never admit that anything good about Michael Vick, but I will always be a Michael Vick football fan.
He changed the world. He changed, not changed the world. He changed the football game, dude. I mean, yes, you can look at his past and what he did. Truly, it was bad. You can't deny that and apologize for that or whatever. But I mean, what he did in the football and like how he changed that was crazy, man. I mean, I remember like I think it was the early Maddens when that early Madden Vic was a Chico, dude.
Madden 04, they say, is one of the most like unguardable cheats in all of sports games history. Besides probably like Bo Jackson Tecmo Bowl and Pablo Sanchez in Backyard Baseball. Those two or those three, unbeatable.
Yeah, I think for me, athlete-wise, I mean, growing up, I mean, if you didn't love Roberto Clemente, are you really a Puerto Rican? So that clearly was one. Baseball is definitely David Ortiz Jr. I was a big Ortiz kind of guy. I love him, still love him. I think he's the reason why I kind of root for the what's it called? I root for the Red Sox. And then let's see, what else can we say? Basketball, Suns. It was definitely the Nash. Growing up, I think it was Nash. I definitely loved that era. He kind of got me into basketball more than anything. Soccer was definitely young Neymar. Young Neymar kind of got me into soccer. Brazilian, Ronaldinho, Kaká, all them. They're the reason why I like soccer, so that's why I root for them.
FIFA 07 on the Game Boy. When I first turned it on, AC Milan, and I had Kaká on my team. Unbelievable. Van Nistelrooy, Van Persie. That team was nasty back in the day.
That's fair. I mean, dude, that just how dirty they were. It just in the early FIFAs, like you said, it was crazy.
Also, where did I go?
I have no clue, but I'm texting people in the game. I'm gonna try to hit someone with the Joe.
Where are you? You're not in the nightclub.
No, I'm outside of the nightclub.
Oh, you're in the huge pack of everybody?
Yeah. I'm on the top.
Okay, I don't see you with it.
I said, do you know Joe?
I want it.
Come on, someone say it. Come on, someone say it. Someone say it. I'm looking for someone.
Joe who?
No, not you. You know. Come on. I gotta get one of the kids with it, dude. All right, I'm going to go to another popular place and get someone to do it. The plaza.
I'm going to try to get it. Next question.
Yeah, I'll transition it for you.
Oh, really? Okay.
Sorry, I just got to make sure. All these athletes give you, favorite. They're iconic for their moments, I think Vic, just for what he did in the Russian game. I mean, you could look at, even growing up now, I mean, Plaxico Burress. It was Plaxico Burress or Santonio Holmes who caught that ball at the end of the end zone.
It was Holmes.
Holmes' catch. I mean, those are iconic moments will be forever remembered. But, Nick, do you have a favorite sports moment growing up, or any sports moment?
Oh, dude, favorite sports moment ever, and I think you might respect this.
All right.
I think it's a tie. I mean, this used to be one of my favorite sports. It's sort of died down in soccer, but the 2010 and 2011 World Cup with Donovan's goal and Abby Wambach's goal.
Oh, okay.
Those two, I don't know, probably just because of the American pride, but those two goals just were so much different than even like the Steelers winning the Super Bowl or the Heat winning or anything. It was just like the whole country winning right there. It was
awesome. For me, it's tough. I think it's hard to say because I think one of my favorite ones is bases loaded, 2 outs. The Tigers are up by 3, and David Ortiz is up to bat. Deep right field. that home run was iconic. Just that whole moment was very great. The 40s in October, that obviously didn't, but I think more recently, I like to talk more. I think that I've grown to love sports even more as a grown up. And honestly, this is going to sound cheesy, but when we picked Tua Tagovailoa, I think it was one of my favorite moments. It probably will be for a minute because we scouted him after his freshman year, and there's been rumors that we wanted him. Tannehill's a solid quarterback, but he wasn't going to take us in the future, and we had Adam Gase, so we're stuck with them. And so finally got a coach. We finally look like we're a program on the up. I've been wanting to. I've scouted him for a while. I even made a YouTube video of him and things like that. And, the rumors are we had to trade up and whatever. But watching that draft and just watching him fall into us and just picking and just hearing those names gave me chills, dude. Absolutely. Gave me chills.
Did you just get the text from Ike?
Yeah. Do we want to update? We're going to do a live update from the sideline for ladies and gentlemen. Currently, the stomach is not feeling too good of Ike Everard. That's what I can tell. The condition is to be determined. His return will be TBD as well as we await further news from the doctors. But we head back to you, Nick Zeller-Singh.
Thank you, sideline reporter Edwin Perez. Let's move on to our next story, as this one's coming from our local Locked In podcast. What was your nickname when you grew up?
Still a nickname that Ike and Gareth joke about, but people call me Bebo. A lot of people know me
as
Bebo, Bebo. People still. I think my parents still call me that sometimes, but I think Edwin. But yeah, Bebo, I think was just my childhood name. Like my sister, her name is Stephanie, but I call her Nikki. And so, just that childhood name and Latinos, it kind of sticks on. And I think a lot of people know me as Bebo. So if I was in a group with a lot of people and, people that my parents knew me growing up, they would call me Bebo more than Edwin. So, I think Bebo's definitely. And then I guess during baseball camps, you'd go to do baseball groups. You want to hit the dojo up, by the way?
Yeah. I can't get anybody with the Joe Mama.
I know. I tried, dude. I tried for so long. Let's 1v1 to start off the night. Let's 1v1 to start off the night in the dojo.
Dude, I don't know. I kind of want Ike to see us go off on our first one.
All right. We'll earn our belt then while we wait for Ike.
All right, I'm back.
Maybe we would. Dude, this is the perfect time. We're gonna go against each other right here.
All right. We'll go.
Watch.
Dojo? Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Hey, Ike, we were talking about nicknames. What's a nickname that people call me that you used to say all the time?
Call you?
Yeah, remember because you used it. My mom called me and you used it a few times.
That's Bebo.
Yeah, see? He knows it, Bebo.
Yo. Not me.
Oh, did your parents ever say call you Mijo?
Mijo? Yeah, but not
I know that's not a nickname, obviously, but
yeah, no, they call me that a few times, but not too much because it's more Mijo's more not typically their way in their slang, so not too much. But Zeller, I'm waiting for you. If not, I'm gonna have to face Ike.
Dude, I might lose on my first one, but we'll see.
I don't even have a deck yet.
Also, I just realized I'm a red belt.
Oh, come on, dude. We talked about stopping at the blue belt. For all you fans.
thought I did.
For all you fans, we played Club Penguin one night while we were watching Oklahoma State. No, not Oklahoma State.
Oregon State.
Oregon State. I don't know why I said the other state. Excuse me. I apologize. We were watching Oregon State, and I jokingly said, "Let's go to Club Penguin," and we both hopped on, dude. And ever since then, but we were in the dojo for a while, and I said I was gonna grind to a black belt, but Nick called me out and said, "No, stay at the blue belt." So I did, as a loyal man, and he's showing up with a red belt, I guess.
Oh, Nick's red belt.
Dude, you need to see this match I'm in. You need to look at the screen share I'm in right now.
Okay, I am. Edwin, you want me to? Oh, you're not even playing Edwin.
No. Dude, this is getting intense. He's won 5 times.
He played Snow.
No!
Oh, nice tie.
What, should I go 5 or 7? He needs a water, and this water doesn't do anything.
So yeah, if you're gonna go fire, you gotta go for the highest fire, realistically.
Let's see. No.
Yeah, dude, your cards.
Dude, that was a good one. I wish you guys saw the whole thing.
All right, let's play, Zick.
Dude, all right, me and Edwin go at it.
We go for each other's throat, dude.
I'm ready to see it.
I think I got the 7-4 series.
All right,
Oh,
I'm not gonna look at your screen share. I promise you. Okay, I'm looking at my screen.
All right.
All right. Well, you played the way I think you will.
Let's
No!
go!
God.
Dang.
I knew you would.
Thing is, I just got that card too. That just popped up.
I know, mine did too. Mine replaced the other one.
Let's go!
Dang it!
But he wouldn't play 3 in a row, though.
Yeah, because I knew you would too, so I said maybe he's got a low fire. You know, Yeah, gotta slow it down. Gotta slow down the boat. Yeah. I'll take it because
still alive.
here we go. Here we go. See, now it's up. Any play typically is up for.
Oh, fingers crossed here. No, I should have played ice. I should have played ice. I could have beat you too.
You should have played fire because I had no water. So
I didn't have any fire. I didn't have fire.
Let's go. All
right, we're gonna skip ahead in questions here. Did you go to any middle school dances? And if so, how was your experience at your most likely first dance?
Oh, my first dance was with this girl, Charlotte, who I ended up going to senior prom with. And I wore an Adrian Peterson jersey.
Time out. Adrian Peterson jersey?
Yeah, bro. I wore an Adrian Peterson jersey. I think I found it at Ross, Dress for Less. And we weren't like dating yet in middle school which we did after, but we just like danced together every slow dance. And like all our friends were like laughing at us. And yeah, that was basically it.
Dude, that is – I don't even know how to describe that. You went to a middle school dance with a Ross Dress for Less Adrian Peterson jersey.
And I got a girlfriend out of it, so.
That's pretty sweet.
Did she like the Vikings or something?
I don't think so. It worked out.
No!
Yeah, here we go. All right.
Dude.
Is he?
Well, I'm going to let you know right now. I can't do anything.
Dang it. I should have listened to you. I could have gotten the dub. I just didn't believe you. Oh, no. Do I trust him? What do I do here? You know what?
Dang it! Oh, shit. 7-6 in the series, man.
Beast. I mean, I think you have the best story. I mean, Charlotte, shout out. That's great.
Dude, I don't even want to go now.
No, I don't either because, I mean, he wins. He clearly does.
Next question. Edwin, describe your friend group back in middle school, and are you still in touch with them?
Yeah, very much so. Man, I think my middle school friends are some of my closest friends, maybe my closest friends because we talk a lot. I think my group it's very interesting because my group is people that like came to my school later on because I stayed out of school from kindergarten to 8th grade. Hold on, I gotta focus on that. Yep, dub right there. Yeah, my middle school friends, one of them came from Mexico, and so we met at a family thing, like my mom kind of thing event, and then after that, 2 guys from Chicago actually moved in, so we just had a tight bond because all of us, I'm very outgoing, I like to say, So I'm always up to meeting new people, and these guys just came in looking for friends and things like that. So, I clicked the wrong one. That doesn't matter, dumb. So yeah, with them, we kind of bonded over just little things. I mean, we're very nice people. Very talk. We went to baseball games. We did everything kind of together. We played Xbox a lot. We played a lot of FIFA, Madden, and things like that. So that's how we ran things up. Another dub, by the way, Zeller. Yeah, we just hung out a lot, talked a lot. We still do. I mean, I think they're still some of my tightest friends. We still, like I said, we're very close group. I mean, their parents know me like as another kid. My parents think the same of them. We talk about a lot of stuff. One of them's in Ajuka now in Florida. Other one's in U of A. And my friend Mexico now is doing North Dakota cross country. So, but we're a very tight group. Like I said, we just bonded over just the smaller things, and we're all sports fans, so that helped a lot. So just everything was going our way in a sense, and we're still very tight to this day. But what about you, Zeller?
Well, first of all, I'm not facing you, and because I think the tiebreaker should be the end of the pod.
Okay, fair enough.
And then second of all, what was the question? How would I describe my middle school friends? Well, in middle school, I think we were more the athletes. God dang it. And I think we were kind of cool back then. I wouldn't say popular, but I thought we were cooler back then. Going into high school, I decided to go to another school as them, and I think that's the beginning of how we started to lose it. So we didn't really talk I'd say freshman, sophomore year we started to talk. I think once we got cars, once we started to become more independent, that's when we started looking the other way, hanging out with different people. God dang it. I don't know. I don't really miss them that much anymore because the stuff they do has nothing to do with what I do, and I think we have gone our separate ways.
Fair enough. Yeah, so it was beneficial long term then.
Yes, beneficial in the long term.
That's fair. But back in the day, you still miss them, like you said. Like was it tough going to a different school? Because I don't think I had that feeling from kindergarten.
Oh yeah. So this was the issue. So going into in 8th grade, all the schools were still public at the time, and my schools are like ghetto. My home schools, I would never go to them. And my parents would always inter-district transfer me from preschool all the way up to high school. And so the thing was, going into high school, I had two options. It was either Clayton Valley or Northgate. And obviously you guys know I went to Northgate. But Clayton Valley that year decided to turn into a charter and went private. So they turned into a lottery and kind of screwed me over, and they decided to start taking athletes and started looking the athletes' way instead of my way. I said, screw this. I don't want to really deal with this. But it was kind of tough because I looked at it from two separate ways. I'm like, do I want the better academics? Do I want that? Or do I want to be with my friends? Do I want to, continue that style, that path? And I'm glad I chose Northgate, because Clayton Valley had issues afterwards. But it was definitely a tough decision. I'm pretty sure I cried over it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely tough. Definitely not easy.
It was. And I think like a week into when school started, so I already went through all summer football of freshman year. And Clayton Valley called and said, hey, if you want to come, you could join. I'm like, nah, screw that. You had your one chance.
Yeah, your one chance on Nick. What about you? Like, what was your middle school friendships like when you still have them today?
Well, I was talking to high school friends today, but 4 of them are from middle school. So, yeah, Kanish, Sophie, and Charlotte, and Grace are all from middle school. But back in middle school, I played basketball, and that was pretty much where I knew everyone from. But it was pretty great, I think. Sorry, I'm trying to join the Penguin Force right now.
I'm wondering where you've been from, or where you've been.
Yeah, I'm joining the Elite Penguin Force.
What?
Yeah. You don't know what the Penguin Force is?
I don't think so.
It's the secret agent force. It's the Penguin.
Oh, never mind. Yeah.
I'm trying to.
I'm going to lose right here.
now.
Oh, what?
Yep.
God bless America. I'm a red belt now.
You're a red belt?
Yep. So I caught up. Don't worry. All that dubs against you today. You know?
I'm struggling right now.
There we go. I made the Penguin Force.
Oh, my God.
I have a spy phone now.
So, hey, Nick,
ahead.
we go from middle school. Now we dived into high school a bit. So what was your high school like? What did you like about it the most?
Oh, freshman year. Well, going into freshman year, I probably knew like 4 kids going to the school because, like I said, inter-district, went to a whole new city and everything. So at first, I'm like, man, this is gonna suck. But I think once I got into football and started getting that brothership that that comes with sports, I think especially football, I felt sort of in place. And I think over the years, I got to really get to know people, got to make a lot of good friends, had my clique. I think, over time, again, I was never a popular kid, but I thought I was a good kid. I thought I was, everyone got to know me. I thought, I stood out and I was able to do the right thing and everything most of the time. We'll say most of the time. We're teenagers. Not everything was perfect, but I thought it was overall pretty good.
Fair enough. Can't blame you there.
There was definitely some bad moments, but that is probably not a podcast appropriate. It wasn't my fault.
Not for the podcast kind of chat.
Hey, it wasn't my fault. It wasn't bad things I did. It was more on the other side. But hey,
respect.
I ain't taking shots on a podcast.
You're not trying to start some beef?
Nah.
Respect. Smart.
But Edwin, looking at your high school, man, Brophy Prep.
Brophy College Prep, baby. I loved it. I really do. I no shame. People sometimes say they hate high school, whatever. I really loved high school. I think people give Brophy Prep a bad rap around town for various reasons, and same time they don't understand the experience. I think it was just truly a tremendous experience. I think it helped me a lot. Like I grew up, like as a freshman, I was just like definitely like a little boy, and then not to be like cheesy, but I definitely grew as a man there, and just it truly felt like a brotherhood. Like it's all guys. Just for everyone who's unaware of Brophy College Prep, it's all guys, and it felt like not everyone. There's some people, obviously. There's some people that like felt they were above, but everyone else was just like felt like a community, felt like a group. I mean, we had just very tight bonds. Every class was pretty good. Like I don't think I had a class that I truly hated. There's in classes I hated. It was just like we made it a joke and we just made it a fun time. But I mean, I helped out with the football team. That was a great experience. I got to talk to a lot of guys. I bonded with a lot of athletes, and that definitely helped me out. Journalism, we had during my years, we actually were the best journalism school in Arizona. So with print at least. So I mean, I got to do a lot of journalism, help my journalism out quite a lot, and I don't think a lot of people can say that they did. So and being the best in Arizona obviously is like a huge flex. Like around town, you'll say, you worked for the Roundup. That's really good. So, I mean, that helped out quite a lot. Yeah, I mean, I just got very lucky. I think just Brophy was very fun. Just great time. I mean, we had our sports and it was very important. So it was really great. But also I just like any group, and they were very flexible. It was a fun environment, and yeah, it was a vibe. I really love Brophy, and I'm not one of those alumni who's very mad, hate it. Like I'll rep Brophy any day. I have no shame. When people ask me about Brophy, they're like, "Oh, how's it with only dudes? Do you know how to pick up a chick?" Like that's literally the first thing they'll say. Like, "Do you know how to pick up chick?" Wait, do you know how to talk to a chick? Like, how do you do that now? I was like we had Xavier next door. I had classes with Xavier, so things like that. But just the stereotype people give Brophy, like, "Oh, y'all are so rich. You think you're better than me?" I'm like, no, like that's not me. You can't label us like that. There's some that are, and they give Brophy a bad rap, but it's just like you can't. You got to eliminate your stereotypes when it comes to Brophy, and that campus is honestly really really great. So I could be a spokesperson for Brophy. I'm just saying, but
Yeah, you really could be.
it truly was a vibe, dude. It truly was a vibe. Just and we had a retreat too up north. So I mean, we had this retreat where you would spend a whole weekend with a few guys, like with people in your group. So just overall, just an amazing time, dude. I love Brophy.
I just got swept by Ike.
Yeah, Nick got handled.
Dude, how did you get swept by Ike, dude?
Dude, I'm not having a good day in the dojo.
Who am I facing? I'm waiting for someone.
I got a white belt.
Heck yeah, dude. Dude, I can't believe you got swiped. How about you, Ike? How was your high school experience?
My high school experience was very fun, bro. I have my show called Ike on the Mic.
Great show.
I was doing like radio shows and just hanging out, and it was a small school, so like I knew everyone and everyone knew me, and it was just a good time, really.
Yeah, I know.
Short and concise.
I liked it. Well, the thing is, it's very interesting to me because a lot of people I met like in Kronk, I'm not going to name names, but there's a few people I met who are like, dude, I'm excited I got into high school. I hated high school, things like that. I was like, am I the only person who actually liked high school? Like, I'm happy I'm in college now, and I was excited to go to Kronk after the summer camp we did, but high school was a vibe. I actually liked it.
Yeah, and I would have stayed. I mean, I would have stayed there. Like, obviously, I couldn't. That would have been bad, but yeah.
I'd say the first 3.5 years for me were good. After that, I wanted out. And once again, I'm not going to say why on the podcast, but let's just say
that's good. That's good.
There's definitely reasons.
No,
but no, I still try to keep in touch with all my friends, and obviously, I'm guessing Ike too. When we get back home, we're gonna try to hang out with as many of them as possible.
Oh yeah.
So live up the high school life. That's the one thing. I know I'm always bringing it up, bro. But when it comes to that softball team or whatever, the hot shots, I feel like I'm back in high school. Those few hours I'm with them. That's what I love the most. Is I miss those high school days. So hanging out there, I feel young again.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with that. I don't know how much we'll get to hang out with them with the way things are going with coronavirus, but
dude,
hopefully a good amount still.
We might have some stuff in the works here soon.
I hope.
How so in the works?
He's a government insider.
Oh yeah, you're government. Okay, my bad.
I'm trying to think. Let's see. There's practice on Tuesday. I'm going to. If I'm looking for someone to go with, if you really want to come.
Nah.
Then there's gonna be, I think, there's gonna be one tournament in a couple weeks, and then one in December, and one in January.
Okay.
And we might also have. So this is the thing. Football. If you're willing to sacrifice the first time and do it for free, we might be able to get hooked up with a team and be able to film the rest of their games for like actual money. We just got to do a free one to see.
But football is over so soon.
I know, but it'd be like the playoffs.
Yeah, but I won't be here for winter.
Oh, well, it could also get it. We might be able to get basketball soon too.
That would be good.
Dang it. Okay, next question. How did you feel when you first began driving with your permit as well as alone with your driving license?
Oh, so good. I love driving.
Yeah. So good. Yeah. I just think, honestly, one of the weird things I was very excited for is drive-thrus. Just rolling it up and being able to order your own order. And I was so excited about that. Things like that. And also just, I worked at AMC from a very young age. And my mom had to drive me to AMC. It wasn't a far drive, but there was nights where I'd have to stay up till 1 or 2 and she would have to wait up, which I felt so bad. But being able to work and, afterwards, after AMC work, dude, like I said, that job I love too. But, yeah, we went to like IHOP at like 1 a.m. after we closed or 2 a.m. There's times where we got like a free midnight showing. So like just those things where you can drive and have that freedom was so sick.
Yeah.
Okay, I see y'all.
I mean, dude, I started AMC. Real talk. I don't even know if this is supposed to be known by people, but I'll say it. I don't care. I started AMC when I was 15, but the person who hired me didn't know I was 15. Not that they hire from the age of 14, weirdly enough, but you're restricted. You're restricted to do things until your age of 16. But I was hired at the age of 15 with 2 weeks until my birthday, so I didn't tell them. So like they just like they treated me like a 16-year-old, and then the guy came up to me and was like, "Wait, when's your birthday?" I was like, August 17, 2000. Uh-oh. Like, technically, you're not supposed to be doing this one position. I was, but it wasn't that bad. Cause like I said, I turned, my birthday was like, when he found out, it was like 3 days later. So it was very funny though, because kind of not that I lied on my age on purpose. He just never asked me. Like, never was like, "How old are you?" He had my like certificate in my application, but he never asked me. So it was a little sketchy to start off in AMZ. Not gonna lie.
Okay. All right. Skipping a couple more questions.
I don't even know where are we? Because you skipped. We go back and forth, dude.
Well, I mean, we kind of like answer some of the questions while we're just talking. That's why I skip them.
I have a question for you guys.
I was gonna do this one.
Okay, you can do that one, and then I'll do.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Okay, you want to do that? You want to do the final one?
Yeah, you do that one. I'll do this one.
As you know, I'm screen sharing so people can see these questions. So.
No, they can't. No, they can't.
What were you guys? I'm gonna start with Ike. What were you most looking forward to coming to college?
I think just the freedom and meeting friends, and I feel like that has all happened because like we have our apartment now, and like growing up and cooking and being an adult, but also still having the school vibe and the opportunities to fail as well. So I think that.
Great answer. I'll go next. I was excited to live with Gareth Kwok. The main reason why I came to ASU was...
And it only took you 2 years to accomplish that.
It only took me 2 years, man. I think, some will never get the privilege.
That's true.
You don't understand what you're missing out on. But I came to ASU just to live with Gareth Kwok. And, no regrets there. I came and I got my dream. I achieved my dream, as they say in ASU. I also came for the innovation. That's what I was very excited about. Number one in innovation. Rep that any day. So, I'm excited about that. But real talk, just like I said, just being free in a sense, being able to do what you want to do in a sense. Also being able to go home and just be an adult. You got to grow. And I think college teaches you that. And no other place can really teach you that. So just that vibe.
Yeah.
All right. I think one thing, if you ask my parents, is I've always been kind of independent besides being lazy and not making dinner for myself when I was back home. I still don't.
Dang. You sound like me.
But besides that, I feel like I've always been independent, and my parents have known that, and they've sort of realized I'd be fine in college, but they weren't going to admit it until they saw me do it. But no, I do love the freedom and the independence, and that's one thing I think it's taught me a lot about myself. And kind of off topic here, but I just wanted to see if you guys heard anything about Gareth recently. I know he's been busy right now, but I just wanted to hear.
All right, you guys keep talking. I'll give you a full sideline report. Just give me a few seconds, and I can get your report.
Awesome. I just wanted to hear what was going on with Quack 9. The chemistry and the lightning in this podcast just isn't the same without him.
I know it's not. Bro, I'm so focused on Club Penguin.
Dude, I am too. When we were in the pizza place.
Oh, yeah.
It was so hard to answer questions.
Bro, well, I was trying to join the Elite Penguin Force, which I did do.
Dude, I probably won't ever play this after today, unless we do it for the podcast again.
I'm with with you.
This used to be, dude. I was thinking the other game we used to play as a kid. You ever played Towns?
No, what is that?
Oh my god, I don't even know how to describe it anymore.
I got a live report. I am back on the scene.
Wait, real quick, Edwin.
Yeah.
Did you ever play that game Towns when you were younger?
I played a little bit, but not too much.
You know that game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a legendary game. Go ahead.
From the sideline reporting, what I can say, he is currently busy. I don't know what doing. He gave me a short and sweet one-word answer, so you can tell he's not in the bestest of moods currently, but not doing too bad. I think he's doing prep work. So you shout out to AC Livestream. Make sure you tune in and watch Ike's great directing work and Garrett Kwok on the call. But it seems like that. But he's not. Oh yeah, and also Zeller. I forgot you were working tomorrow. Sorry, you weren't there Wednesday, so that's why I didn't.
Yeah, no, I'm on the graphics, big guy.
Okay, and graphics from Nick, but from what I can tell, not the best of the moon, and should not be disturbed for a little bit more. Back to you in the studio.
All right, thank you, Edwin, for our sideline report. Sideline report number 2 from Edwin Perez. Once again, make sure you catch Edwin Perez on Instagram at DRoffSports21.
D-Roff. Dude, you should have said TR, dude. Don't say D-Roff, dude. No one says that.
D-Roff Sports, baby.
And what was the other one? Your Twitter, which is Edwin Morales 18, right?
No, Morales 18, Edwin. You got the completely wrong way. It's all right. You know,
keep up with our social media here.
Dang it.
Hey, Ike, you missed my silent reporting of you.
Oh yeah.
Report on you.
Did you come in here?
No. I read.
We saw your text.
Oh yeah. What did you say?
I said currently Ike's situation. His stomach is not feeling too good, but his return is questionable and to be determined. His status is also questionable as he's under his medical tent. But we'll find out more as soon as I can. But back to you in the studios, Nick Zeller-Singh.
Bro, it was not good. It was bad.
All right, Edwin. You got
gentlemen, I get the pleasure to ask the last question, and you know me, I always have the filthy transition. So, we talked about, being born, we talked about our young ages. We talked about high school, talked about college. But if you could go back to one day from your birth, and we're going to lay it up, should we do college or high school graduation?
I did high school graduation, right? Because we're not at college graduation yet, and I don't want to count college. We're talking about childhood, so we're talking about us going up as child. From 0 to 17.
If you could go back to one day from the day you were born to high school graduation, what day would you go to and why?
Dude, I wrote this question and I still don't know it.
It's hard. It's hard because everyone's like I would go back and change something. I wouldn't change anything, truly. I mean, there's little mistakes I wish I didn't do, but that's what made me who I am today. But I think if I were to pin some days, I'm just gonna pin one and throw it off to you. I don't think I appreciated high school graduation as much because I mean, when you're at the event, it went by so quick. Like you're sitting next to your classmates and all that. It went by so fast. I don't think I appreciated it as much as I did. And looking back, it was like, dang. That was the last time I was going to see a lot of those people, I spent like my 4 years with them, and now I'm not going to see those guys. I might not even talk to a lot of them. So I wish I could go back to high school graduation day and just talk to some of the guys. Like, I wish I talked to them more and, just appreciate that day a little more. If I were to go back, I wouldn't change anything. But, yeah, that's my answer.
That's a deep one. There was one day we had a high school dance. So I picked up Kanish and his date. We go to the dance. On the way, we got a flat tire. So we were late, and we had a rule at our high school where you had to be there within an hour of the start time or you couldn't get in. And so we got there literally 7 minutes after. The door was locked. We saw my physics teacher, who loved us, walking like through this weird hallway. We yelled at him. We were like, Bob, let us in. He came. He opened the door. We go in. They're like, you can't get in. And so everyone in the dance floor is looking over and seeing that we're trying to get in. The like teacher running the stand is on the phone with my dad. She's like, was he doing drugs? And he's like, no, he wasn't. He had a flat tire. And everyone in the whole room starts chanting, let Ike in, let Ike in. Like the entire dance just chanting that. And eventually she had to cave. She was like, all right, you can go in. And I went in and everyone cheered, and it was so fun.
That's all right. That's all right.
That was a good moment.
Dang, bro, I want to be at that day.
If sad. Can I change the answer? Can I be? If I were to go back, let's say, I'll be part of that crowd that chanted for Ike and said, "Let Ike in, let Ike in."
Edwin, bro, I'd join you. No, I'd actually be on the opposite side. I'd hold up a picket sign. Don't let Ike. Don't let Ike.
I'm gonna change my answer again. I agree with Zeller.
Ike, go home. Ike, go home. Let's see. All right, so this is my question. I'm gonna break the rules, and I'm gonna say, I'm gonna kind of reset my whole second semester of high school, especially like grad night, like you said, or graduation, because I think looking back at it, a lot of my friends still to this day, we took a lot of undisclosed separate paths, and I haven't seen some of them in the 2.5, 3 years. And, we've talked about getting together and seeing each other, but it's just so tough nowadays. And so I just think, if I was able to go back just one day in second semester of senior year, just got to hang out with the guys again, got to fix all my little mistakes, I think that would be it.
Hey, you like my answer then? You got a little inspiration for me, huh?
I mean, I kind of had that in my mind. Again, I'm not going to go too deep into it on the pod, but yeah. I did like what you said, and I did agree, and I think I'd do the same thing.
I just don't think you appreciate it until afterwards,
Bro, you don't even understand.
High school went by quick, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, high school senior year can't explain it enough. That second semester really changed my life, really opened my eyes to the real world.
Heck yeah, dude.
Especially now getting into college now.
Yeah.
Really opened my eyes to the real world.
And that's how you met us. That's how you met us.
I am still pissed off about how you said those middle school guys are your best friends and me and Ike are not.
Well, I said they're the closest. Because I spent so much time and I still talk to them to this day. I mean, Nick, do you remember the first day we met? I'm trying to think.
No. I actually thought about this when I was writing these questions a couple days ago of how I met the three of y'all, and I still can't remember. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I think real talk, Zeller. I think the first time we talked, we joked about Big Brown,
probably
real talk, just real talk. We just both we're like, yeah, bro.
That's the thing. I mean, I don't want to knock on you, Ike, because, you're a good dude. But, me and Edwin always just have those talks, I feel like, at least once a week.
Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah, we do. It gets real deep.
Yeah, bro. I just leveled up.
Yeah, 100%. The first time I met Ike, he hung out with a different group I did. He got the pleasure of living with Garrett Park before I did, though. So,
that's true, yeah.
So not much, he's doing something that no one else will do. So, he's making history. But I don't even know how much we talked during that camp, to be honest with you, Ike.
Not much, though, I don't think.
I mean, I think the moment I realized you're a funny dude is when you went on that rant. Because I was the host of that debate. And when you went on the rant about Harden, dude.
I stood by what I said, bro.
What?
I stand by what I said.
You should tell it to Zeller. You should tell it.
We should just find the video because I don't remember exactly how many goats he got paid, but it's a lot of goats.
That was iconic, honestly. That's what I knew you're a legend of the game.
Bro, okay. I'm guessing I met you guys through, class, or at least Gareth, and then worked my way to you guys. But how I met – well, obviously Jackson was my roommate. Trevor and Harrison, I left my door open, or Jackson and I left our door open, and they were the only ones that walked in to say hi. I think the best story I have, though, is with Zach. And this is hilarious. It's because it was that Taylor Place Welcome Week. And you remember how each level of Taylor Place had like a separate theme?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we knew of each other because we saw each other, but we didn't know each other's names. So we went the whole night through every single level and outside without saying each other's names or anything. We're like, hey, bro, do you want to do this? Like, yeah, dude. Hey, man. And then I think like a week later, we saw each other again, and we admitted that we didn't know each other's names and asked for each other's names. We went a whole night not knowing what our names were, but we knew of each other.
That's very solid.
Yeah, not to change the subject, but I'm currently at the Iceberg, and
so am I. We're trying to tip it.
Yeah, I know. Do you know how to tip? Wait, you're here too?
Yeah, bro. I'm in this little.
Wait, hold on. Let me pull up.
But my question is, I got a miner's helmet, but I don't know how to jackhammer.
You have to dance.
Where
am
you guys at?
I'm
Where's
wearing
the
the thing.
I don't see you, dude. No, there's Ike on the mic, though.
I see you. I just said,
dude, where are you? Yeah, how do you get a hammer?
Oh, helmet only.
Yeah, how do you get the helmet?
You have to get it from the mining shaft.
Oh, I gotta go back there.
Oh, I don't want to go back. Dang it.
I'll go back.
How do you get it from the mining shaft?
It sits there. It's like sitting in the place with the. Oh, there we go.
Puffle Rescue. No, I don't want Puffle Rescue.
Wait, where is I'm here, but I don't see where it's
click
at.
on the jackhammer. Click on the jackhammer in the corner.
Bro, where are y'all at?
In the corner.
Where there's a jackhammer and 2 helmets?
Yeah,
I've been clicking on that.
I'm clicking on it, but it don't let me.
Well, I don't know then. That's what I did.
Am I crazy, Nick? But it doesn't let me.
No, dude, I'm clicking on the same thing. I'm like right by you. Where'd you go?
I am gonna throw a snowball for the power.
Oh, I got it.
How did you do it?
You have to come from the side. I don't know. It's like a weird angle you got to get it at. Like, look at the angle I'm at.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. You got to get up closer.
Trying to go help at the iceberg.
Yep.
We have a lot of people here right now, bro. It might tip soon.
Is that what it usually does?
It tips and give you a badge.
Wait, it's not letting. Wait, how do you?
We have to get 30 people. We have to get 30 people all on this side.
How do you do it though?
You put on your
dance.
helmet. You can't wear any other clothes. Only your helmet, and then you dance.
Technically, I'm still wearing my blue belt.
You know Joe?
Don't even try. I try that with other people, dude.
No,
Joe,
you gotta do it in the corner.
Mama. Come to edge.
Called you out, Nick.
Where?
It's because you're not wearing your helmet. You're just
I'm dancing. I'm doing it. That's Edwin.
You gotta put on the helmet and jackhammer. You can't dance.
Yeah, don't come at me, brother. I'm doing it. Well, that was. I mean, do we have any more questions, or are we just gonna wait till this tips? That's the ending.
We're waiting till it tips is the ending.
Dude, it could last forever.
No, they said we need 30 people.
Why am I still dancing?
They said we need 30.
Dude, I bet you it's the Puffle.
Yeah, you gotta get rid of the Puffle too.
Can I just send him home? Oh, I did.
We have 25, if I'm not wrong.
Dude, I can't even. Like, there we go. Finally jackhammering.
We gotta be close.
What is that guy
doing, bro? Why is he on the other side?
Something came in the mail today.
He said thanks for coming. We're so close.
Hey, Ike.
Good. Oh, no.
Everybody. Oh, someone just said we got to go home. Alrighty.
It's so close, bro.
Well, in case this doesn't happen, thank you for listening to the Locked In podcast. This was definitely an informational one. Glad I got to know Ike Everard better, as well as Edwin Perez. Unfortunately, we didn't have Gareth Kwok on the show, but it's okay. We will hopefully see him next week.